Let's be real. Are you tired of your epic battles playing out on a boring, flat table? I know I am. When you're commanding miniature armies in battles for the fate of a world, a plain, flat mat just doesn't cut it. A killer battlefield can take a game from good to legendary, but let's be honest, who has the time to build one from scratch? Sculpting hills, carving rocks, making it all look natural. It's a huge investment, and not everyone has that kind of time to spare. That's why I'm trying something different. I supported Terrainify's Rugged Hills Master Tiles Kickstarter to see if I could build the ultimate battlefield without the ultimate headache. In this video, I'm taking you through the whole process, from the moment I chose the STLs to the final paint job, and I'll give you my honest verdict on whether these are a true game changer. After looking at what was included in the early bird offering, I decided to go whole hog route. Terrainify says this set has everything you need to cover a standard 6x4 foot table and more. And I believe the and more. There's a lot of stuff here. I decided to print up a 5 tile by 6 tile table that's the go-to size for many skirmish wargames, so it's the perfect test. Inside we have, wow, that's a lot of files. These are what's listed in the Kickstarter. They're designed to be 3D printed on FDM printers, and just putting them in the slicer, I am impressed. Here you can see the sets on the slicer plates for Cliffmont's 1 and 2. The detail is immediately impressive. You can see all the sediment layers in the rocks and the textures in the earth. This stuff doesn't give off the feel of being generic at all. The core set is built from smaller modules. We've got the Rocky Valley, a massive 9-tile centerpiece, plus Cliffmont, Dornan's Hill, Twin Ridge, and a few others. And that's the whole idea behind this system, modularity. You can mix and match these big sections to create a totally new battlefield every single time you play. You might think that the larger modules will force you into certain setups, but the tiles are made so that sections of the larger modules can easily be placed on board edges. But here's the first thing I noticed that I absolutely love. Check this out. The bottom of every tile is engraved. It tells you it's from Terrainify, which set it belongs to, like Cliffmont, and its grid position within that module. This is such a smart little detail it makes setup 1,000 times easier than dealing with a random pile of hills. No more guessing games. So here's the plan. We're taking these raw and painted pieces and turning them into a living, breathing, game-ready battlefield. I'm going to walk you through priming, painting, all the finishing touches, and then we'll throw some minis on it to see how it actually plays. So let's do it. First things first, preparation time. Usually with 3D prints, you expect some cleanup work, but honestly, these are super clean right off the plate. I'm giving them a quick once-over for any stray bits, but the quality is top-notch. Now for the most important step before any paint touches these things, priming. Seriously, whatever you do, do not skip this step. Primer gives the paint a surface to stick to, making your work way more durable, and it creates a uniform base color. A rush job on the priming will ruin your final result. I'm taking these outside to hit them with a matte black spray primer. Black is perfect for terrain because it automatically creates shadows in the deep recesses. If you miss a tiny spot with your brush later, it just looks like a deep shadow. A happy little accident. And I use matte because then it has teeth to hold other paints on, rather than smooth or gloss blacks that don't. My technique is pretty simple. Short sweeping bursts about a foot away. You don't want to just blast it in one spot or you'll get ugly pooling and lose all that awesome detail. I'll hit them from one side, give them 15 minutes to dry, then rotate and hit the other side to make sure everything is covered. With all the tiles primed black, they already look way more imposing, like a single dark foundation. Now the real fun begins. Let's bring these tiles to life. We're going to use some classic, easy techniques, mostly dry brushing, to get a killer result without spending forever on it. You don't need to be a master painter for this. Terrainify even has great painting tutorials on their YouTube channel if you want to follow their lead. First, I spray sections for the dirt. I'm just using a dark oak brown spray paint, and I am not being neat about it. I'm adding splotches of paint where I think low-lying sections should be. I'll do it again with an even lighter desert yellow color, hitting just the highest points for final highlight. Once that's dry, it's rock time. I'm starting with a dark neutral gray from Rust-Oleum and spraying many of the rock faces, leaving the brown in the dirt patches and gullies. Again, don't stress about being perfectly neat. Nature isn't neat. Once the paint is bone dry, and I mean completely dry, it's time to dry brush. This is the step that changes everything. I'm taking a big flat brush, getting some medium brown paint on it, and then wiping nearly all of it off on a paper towel. Then, with light quick strokes, I'm brushing it across the earthy sections. The tiny bit of paint on the brush only catches the raised textures, instantly making them pop. Then I hit the rock highlights the same way so I can show all the details on the plates. I've got a big cheap brush and I stipple and brush this all over the raised areas. It's totally fine if it gets on some of the brown areas. I'll move from my dark gray base to a medium gray and then a very light gray or off-white for the sharpest edges. The contrast between those dark black recesses and the bright dry brushed edges is what makes it look so real. And now for the final touch, flocking. We've got to bring these hills to life with some greenery. I'm using a mix of 50-50 blend of green grass blend and summer lawn blend from Scenic Express. I bought the 64-ounce bottles, which is a lot, during a sale and have over half of it left for other terrain projects. I paint some watered-down PVA glue in patches, mostly on flatter areas where vegetation would naturally grow, then sprinkle on the flock. When this layer is dry, maybe 24 hours later, I use a mixture of water, PVA, and a few drops of alcohol in the spray bottle and apply a liberal coating. And just like that, our tiles are painted. It's the same process for every tile, so you can get into a good batch painting rhythm and power through them in an afternoon or two. And there you have it, fully painted tiles. We're going to get this whole set done, but before the grand reveal, if you're getting some value out of this, do me a favor and hit the like button. And better yet, forward this to a friend or friends who might be interested. It's a huge help and you won't miss the next project. Okay, time to see all of this come together. And here it is, the full 6x5 tile battlefield. It's gone from a pile of gray plastic to a living, breathing landscape. Putting it together was a total breeze thanks to those engraved markings on the back. The modularity is just incredible. I've got it set up as a rolling valley right now, but I could easily rearrange this to make a fortified ridgeline, a series of rocky outcrops, or one massive central cliff. The possibilities feel genuinely endless. Getting some miniatures on here, you can see immediately the scale is perfect for a wide range of time periods and scales. The ledges and hills were very clearly designed with gameplay in mind. There's plenty of space for squads to take maneuver, and the different elevations create real tactical choices if you want to incorporate that into your rules. This isn't just a pretty backdrop, it's a tactical puzzle baked right into the board. It makes you think about movement and line of sight in a way that a flat table just can't. The hills create natural choke points, flank routes, and objectives. This is exactly what wargaming terrain is supposed to do, influence the game in a way that's both meaningful and awesome to look at. So the big question, after all the building, the painting, and seeing it in action, what's the final verdict on these Terrainify rugged hills tiles? Let's start with the pros. The modularity is without a doubt top tier. Being able to create a legitimately different board for every game adds a ton of replay value. The sculpt quality is amazing, with textures that are super easy to make pop with simple painting tricks. And those engraved markings are a small but genius addition that makes just everything move smoother. More importantly, it saves you a staggering amount of time you'd otherwise spend trying to scratch build something this good. But what about the cons? Look, the cost is obviously a factor. This is an investment, especially compared to a stack of foam and a hot wire cutter. And if you get the STLs like I did, you still got to put in the printing and painting time. It's not an out-of-the-box, onto-the-table deal unless you spring for their pre-printed versions. Another concern is that they are loose on the table. Unlike other systems that can be magnetized or held together with clips, these can't. If you have a techie friend or relatives, they could knock together a frame you could fuse in 3D Builder or Blender that would do this. This may or may not be a problem for moving individual models, but movement trays may cause the tiles to slip. Terrainify has suggested that you can use these cabinet cushions as feet on the bottom of the tiles to allow them to grip the table better. This is the method I will use, as it takes less filament. Another con is the lines between tiles. If it doesn't bother you to know what distance are between models at a glance, then this is a minor issue. So back to the big question, are they a game changer? For me, it's an absolute yes. They hit this perfect sweet spot. They take the hardest, most time-consuming part of building terrain completely off your plate. The actual sculpting and construction, but they still leave you with the fun part, painting it and making it your own. It gives you a professional, durable, and endlessly replayable foundation for your games. If you're a hobbyist who values your time and wants a spectacular practical table without the soul-crushing headache of starting from scratch, this is one of the best solutions out there. And that's a wrap on this project. I'm honestly proud of how this battlefield turned out, and I can't wait to get my next campaign running on it. I will be adding tiles to this over time. If you want to check out these Rugged Hills tiles for yourself, I'll drop a link below down in the description. Thank you for hanging out with me on this build. If you want to see more stuff like this, make sure you're subscribed. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go get ready to fight a battle.